Hey cousins, here's a tutorial on the grinder molds. I first wanted to go over all the materials that you'll need. You of course need some gloves. You'll also need a mask because there is a lot of fumes used with resin. The grinder molds. I have the wooden sticks. I have a large one, a smaller one to put in glitter, which is optional, and then a toothpick. I have my measuring cups and the amazing clear caps, which you can also get from Michaels. I'll put a link down below for you guys. And then of course it's always optional to add glitter or any kind of little glitter shapes that you have. I will be doing this as a voiceover for the rest of the video, only because it is resin and I'll be having to wear a mask. And I almost forgot to mention another tool that you can use is a heat gun. We're going to use this after we poke some holes, to see if we can get some of the bubbles out. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to take half of part A and put it in the cup, about 20 milliliters, and then half of part B, another 20 milliliters because they have to be equal parts. So altogether we're going to have 40 milliliters of part A and part B. So I get the small cups from the Dollar Tree. I usually find them in like the party section. They have like the clear cups, like for shot glasses, and then the same thing for the bigger cups. I get those from the Dollar Tree as well. Even the popsicle sticks, you can find them there in a big pack. Okay, now I'm gonna pour in part B. Be really careful with part B because it drips down a lot faster than part A. Part A is a lot thicker, so careful when you pour it because you may over pour. So you definitely need to watch for that. Okay, so now what we're going to do is mix both parts into a separate cup. So I'll just take the large container for that. And just scrape all the sides, get out as much as you can so you make sure you have those equal parts in there. You always want to make sure you also do this on either a craft mat or get a disposable tablecloth, which you can find at the Dollar Tree, because this stuff can be really sticky. It does help to have some baby wipes next to you because baby wipes does help it. Like let's say you get some on your skin or something like that to help remove it, and it won't be as sticky. I actually use them to clean my mats, and it comes right off. Okay, so now we're ready to mix. Once we start mixing, it's going to be a little bit cloudy. We want to mix it until it's clear. So let's go ahead and do that. Mix it for about anywhere up to 3 to 5 minutes.
A few moments later.
Mix it a little bit, and it is time to add some of my glitter. So you can choose whatever glitter you have. Most of mine come from Michaels. You can find just about anything there. And I put in a few scoops, maybe 3 to 4. Okay, once all the glitter's in, we're gonna mix it around. Make sure to get the sides really good and just keep mixing it. Alright, so now it's time to pour some into the mold. We're gonna put just a little bit on top, try to cover up the holes. I don't pour it directly on there at first. I kind of like to just use the popsicle stick to help spread it around a little bit. Make sure to really spread it around and kind of push in some of that resin. As you can see, some of the bubbles are already forming, but don't worry, we're gonna get that out. Okay, now that we've poured the resin over the top of the holes, we're going to start poking every single hole that you see. Just every single one. Poke, poke, poke. Get all those bubbles out. Push it all the way down to the bottom. I kind of just push it down and twist it a little bit, or just maneuver them out. Do whatever I need to do to get those bubbles out. Just don't poke too hard because you don't want to poke through the mold itself. Okay, now that we're done poking some of the holes and bringing up the air bubbles, we're going to grab the heat gun and just go over them. The heat gun will make the bubbles pop. So I kind of just go over both of them, get them out, and then once I do that, I go ahead and wait a few minutes, and then I start all over again.
Puns later.
After I
1
poke
hour
it
later.
the second time with the toothpick, I kind of try to hit it again with the heat gun just to get those last few bubbles out. Just want to hit both of them. Make sure you just get them all out. Poke them again if you have to. Just help get them out of the hole. You just don't want them in the hole because when they're in there, that's what makes it not stay pointy. And you want all those points, of course, in your grinder. Okay, so let me go ahead and show you what it looks like from above. Try looking for any holes. You see, kind of like get them out of there. So do we have any over here? You do have some that come out on the top. They're a little stubborn, but I'll just try poking them and using the heat gun again. So that's all I'm doing, is just looking around for some. So as you're mixing, always remember to scrape the bottom, scrape the sides, and pull it out to see if maybe you need to add some more glitter, some more mica powders, or whatever. We're gonna go ahead and fill the rest of the bottom layer. I like to fill my bottom layers and then like do another top one. So we're gonna go ahead and fill that. But yeah, I mean, you can go ahead and fill the whole thing now that we're done mixing. We're gonna go ahead and pour this over the tops of both of them. Okay, now once I filled it, I want to hit it one more time with my heat gun. So if there's any bubbles that did come up, I can go ahead and get those out now and not have to worry about it later. Okay, then we're going to come back an hour later so that we can go ahead and fill the second layer if you're interested in filling the second layer. So we're just going to mix equal parts now together. That we got the tops, we're going to blow them with some of the heat gun and get those bubbles out. Which I already did that. And now just add the white. These are mica powders. Yeah, just do it in circles, kind of. But I also do add some glitter to it as well to get them all out, and mix that up really good. Okay, so finally what I like to do is take the toothpick, make some little swirls around. It helps to get any of the remaining bubbles up to the top so that then I can just use my heat gun and get the rest of them out, and then set them aside and just wait.
Later. 24 hours later.
All right, time to pull. So you're gonna pull on the sides, and then after pulling on the sides, you're gonna just kind of gently grab it and pull it out. And as you can see, we got all our points. Yes. And then go ahead and do the same thing for the other side.